welcome everybody to Canadian Yorker here, and we are back talking about Town Talk again. And in this video, we're going to be talking specifically about Mike Perry and Mike Perry's return to BKFC. So, I'm going to be talking about he has an upcoming fight that's going to be happening, or maybe this fight has already occurred. But Mike Perry is going to be returning to the BKFC ring. And in this article, we're going to be talking about this. So it's on Thursday, January 9th, 2025. Mike Perry is hopeful of returning to BKFC ring following a brief hiatus, which saw him take on Jake Paul in the boxing ring. The article starts, after leaving the UFC back in 2021, Mike Perry found huge success with the gloves off in BKFC, winning 5 fights in a row and becoming the promotion's biggest star. And with that success, Platinum Mike Perry was handpicked by internet sensation turned boxer Jake Paul for a huge clash in the ring. The 33-year-old unfortunately lost in the 6th round and was subsequently fired by BKFC co-owner Conor McGregor. The article continues. Mike Perry's BKFC return needs clearance from UFC boss Dana White. Following his loss to the problem child, Jake Paul, Mike Perry created his own promotion called Dirty Boxing Championship, running its inaugural event this past November 2024. After a successful show behind closed doors, the 33-year-old stated his desire to return to the BKFC ring and highlighted a potential opponent. Former UFC champion Robbie Lawler recently retired from the UFC after an impressive win against Nico Price. Mike Perry highlighted a potential fight against Ruthless as he was in attendance at BKFC's recent show in South Florida. The promotion's owner, Dave Feldman, was revealed that they are working on a fight between Platinum Mike Perry and the former UFC welterweight champion. However, it will need clearance from the UFC boss Dana White. So, David Feldman said, "We're working on it. Yeah, it's about getting the UFC's approval. We're working on it. Yeah, Robbie wants to do it. We're working on it with UFC. It's a sick fight." That's what David Feldman explained on the Ariel Helwani show. So David Feldman also said, "Yeah, I'll know in 2 weeks, and if it doesn't happen then it will be someone else for Mike Perry, then possibly Lawler." But a lot of people are calling out Mike Perry now. And it was good because this is actually the good thing about Jake Paul fight, because now everybody wants to fight him. But nobody wanted to fight him. They were scared to death of him, but they're focusing on forgetting this is still bare knuckle. It's not boxing. They're not going to box Mike Perry. They're going to fight Mike Perry. David Feldman continued. If David Feldman can't work things out with the UFC regarding having Lawler fight under the BKFC banner, he has revealed he is also talking to former UFC star Darren Till. Darren Till is set to make his second boxing outing later this year, taking on Anthony Taylor in the Misfits boxing ring. Despite this, he and Mike Perry have had a long-standing feud that seemingly needs to be settled. The gorilla, Darren Till, has extensively admitted that he would like to fight a few times in the influencer boxing scene before one day returning to UFC, as he believes he could still become a world champion. So there you have it, guys, talking about who could be Mike Perry's potential opponents, possibly. Maybe either be Robbie Lawler or Darren Till, who will fight Mike Perry in his return match in the BKFC. So just wanted to let you guys know about this. I believe it's still in the works, and we'll have to see what's going to happen going forward with Mike Perry and who he will be facing in the ring. So, just letting you know that. Also, so there was an update. I'm just jumping ahead a little bit here. I'm also adding this piece here. That just what was it? Just 2 days ago. I'm just jumping ahead to 2 days ago. There's an updated news. Mike Perry crosses line with Conor McGregor as BKFC star offers to steal opponent. So his opponent might be stolen from him. And this article was written on February 5th, 2025. So it came. Let's just get into the article. It's written on EssentialSports.com. Said a few weeks ago, reports came out that suggesting Conor McGregor is involved with negotiating a deal with Misfits Boxing. However, because the Notorious still had 2 UFC fights remaining, Dana White's approval was necessary before the fight could happen. But the UFC head honcho straight up denied reports and claimed that the Irishman will make his return inside the octagon soon, killing what little hope combat sports fans had of seeing the Notorious one taking on some influencers. Continuing the article, it said, amid the chaos, former UFC lightweight Mike Perry inserted himself into the conversation and expressed his desire to take on the fight instead, something which might not sit right with the Irishman. Recently, Mike Perry appeared on the Misfits fighter B. Dave's vlog, prominent boxing page, at Infight Boxing, posted a clip from the stream as the pair talked about whether the BKFC star would be interested in fighting KSI now that Conor McGregor was possibly out of the picture. It doesn't look like Mike Perry had any reservations regarding the fight as he immediately agreed to it. Yeah, man, let's go, exclaimed a excited Mike Perry. The Orlando native has previously ventured into the world of boxing and has a rather bleak record with losses against Jake Paul and Kenneth McNeil. Platinum Mike Perry wants a proper preparation camp this time around. Give me a little bit of time to prove it. I fight camp in between 6 to 12 weeks, stated Perry. 8 is an ideal fight camp. 2 months preparation, training for 4 weeks. It's hard, but it will give him enough time. The 33-year-old accepted that he had no experience in boxing and has been doing MMA. However, he would love the chance to prove himself once again in the squared circle. While Mike Perry has expressed his desire, there is no callback from KSI's camp. Furthermore, the Misfits boxing co-owner has already confirmed the fight on March 29th in Manchester against controversial MMA star Dylan Danis, and has expressed no interest in fighting Perry. On the other hand, both Conor McGregor and the YouTuber are down to make the fight happen. Recently, Misfits Boxing co-president and KSI's manager, Mams Taylor, urged Dana White to reconsider making this multi-million-dollar fight. Dana White needs to let Conor McGregor go. In a conversation with All Out Fighting, KSI's manager and co-owner of the Misfits Boxing, Taylor revealed how both the fighters are ready to make the fight happen. So he said, quote, I think KSI and Conor are very game to fight each other. They've been wanting to. They've been calling each other out in public on social media. However, even he knows that nothing can take place without the blessings of Dana White. But ultimately, we have to respectfully ask Dana if he would consider making that massive fight happen, urged Mams Taylor. However, the UFC head honcho knows very well that the absence of this prized fighter inside the octagon has created a sizable hole in the selling power of the promotion. That is why White is adamant about getting his Irish star back inside the octagon. Eventually, Dana White replied when asked about the timeline for Conor McGregor's turn to the UFC. He was unable to reveal the exact date, but is hopeful that it will be in 2025 only, unless Dana White takes a 180-degree turn and completely changes his mind. The fight against KSI is not possible. This makes the challenge by Mike Perry rather tempting, and frustratingly, there is nothing that Conor McGregor can do about it. So, this is the article. There's 2 articles. One from last month regarding Mike Perry's update about who he will be fighting, and then it jumped ahead just a month later. Mike Perry had wants to get and fight KSI now in a boxing ring. So Mike Perry still wants to get into boxing, and he wants to do proper preparations for it. And obviously, we're gonna have to see what's gonna be happening with him going forward. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.